Welcome everybody. Today I would love to hit you with a new idea. Probably not new, but I think if we were to think about marketing channels and how we challenge ourselves to become the best version and to make the most out of what we can do with each traffic channel. So you can see this little experiment bowl where we have like the meta ads, Facebook, Instagram, rolling against Google, rolling against TikTok and Instagram. The question is, which is the most profitable one? Which can we scale to the max at the cost per acquisition or the return of investment that we really need for our business to work? And so I wanted to start this off with this little challenge to you. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Who is the winner if, let's say, this was the ad spend last week, and now we sit together in our marketing team and you look at those numbers. You see like, okay, we got 4 different channels going on here. Let's see, we got like Meta, we got Google, we got TikTok, we got LinkedIn. And now the question is, if you had to decide on next week's budget, who would you name the clear winner? Who's the loser? And who would you kill? You're looking at this table and be thinking like, yeah, Ben, what do all of these things maybe mean? At the first we see like, okay, we have Meta. Those are Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Then we have Google, that is search, display, banners, YouTube. Then we have TikTok ads, which is like the most recent up and coming social ads platform that has had quite an impact. And then there is LinkedIn, heavy in the B2B end. And in this business, we spent 1,500 euro last week on those channels. Now we had perfect tracking and we got for 1,500 euro on Meta ads, we got 30 customers. So we paid 50 euros per customer to get them. And they spent 3,000 euro in revenues. That means 200 euro per customer. So we spend 50 euro to earn 200 euro. That is what we call the return of advertising spend. Like, how much did you get back? Like 1 euro in, how many euros out? 400%. 50 euro in, 200 euro out. Now, usually, most businesses just can't spend money and not figure in any costs. Yeah, we have costs of goods sold, 2,400 euro. What could this be? Payment provider, cost of the product being produced, cost of the people who are delivering that product to your customer, all those factors that go in there. I try to simplify it, not put like the whole rent and everything in there, but a simplified version of how much does it cost me to deliver it to a given customer. That leaves us 2,100 euro. That is 6,000 minus the 2,400 minus the 1,500 leaves us a nice profit of 2,100 euro. And if you think about it more like in financial terms, you would say like, okay, I invested 1,500. What is my return of investment? And that is 140%. These numbers make it very easy for me to compare how those different channels actually did during the last week. One of the most important things I'm looking at, of course, is straight just this profit line. Yeah, that makes it the easiest. You can see most profit was done by Meta ads. The second place is Google ads, and TikTok is 0. Exactly 0. How did that work? Like, oh yeah, we spent 1,470. We earned 1,200. We had some cost of goods sold, exactly 0. Would you kill it? Would you not kill it? That is the question. Please let me know. And then there is LinkedIn. We spent 1,000 euro. We lost 300. That might be the one to kill. Here I would say, like, from the profit point of view, Meta is first, Google is second. And those are the clear winners and the other ones are the losers. So, but let's look at it a little bit deeper. You can see that we spent twice as much on Meta than on Google. Yeah, here we have 1,500 and we have 750. But the profit was not twice as much. So there seems to be a bit more efficiency on Google, and you can easily see this here. Let's get rid of all of those lines. If we just compare Google and Meta, we can see, Google is slightly more profitable than Meta. And would you just now put all of your money into Google? Probably not. You got a nicely scalable channel on the Meta end, and you're going to keep on investing in that. And you're now going to start pushing more budget into Google, maybe steal it from the LinkedIn budget. But as long as it's profitable, why wouldn't you just keep on spending more, trying to increase the budget 20% every week and see where you can go? And you can also see something interesting here. On Facebook and Instagram, it took us 50 euro to earn a customer. On Google, only 30. But those people brought us more revenue per customer. Twice as much revenue from Meta than on Google. So we have to consider that as well. Google gets us a lot of people cheap into the door. In this case, I'm not saying that this is always true. Google is giving us more customers, almost as many, like 30 against 25. We get them cheaper, but they spend way less money than the people from Meta. But they also seem to be costing us less. So it's probable that they bought a different product with another value delivery. Here, I would clearly say Google, Meta, they both won. They are different, but similar in profitability. And I want to scale them next week as high as possible. Definitely increase the budget, start new campaigns, push it, not just by 10, 20%, but this is for the given campaigns. But if I were seeing those numbers next week, I would be wondering, how can I double it? On TikTok, TikTok is the difficult case here. Now, why is it difficult? Because there is a zero with profit. Let me argue why I would actually continue putting ads on TikTok. In my world, I think okay, TikTok, I spent 1,470 euro. After everything, it was a zero. But what did I get for free? I got the exposure, the reach that I can get through 1,470 euro, the reach on LinkedIn, the clicks. I got 35 customers who might be able to upgrade and be upsold at a later stage. I probably have collected 300 leads that converted into those 35 customers. It's very promising. It's just shitty yet at this point in time. So I wouldn't give up on TikTok. Reaching this point, this zero, is the single most important step on your journey towards performance marketing. Everybody starts unprofitable, like what we see here on the LinkedIn end. Everybody starts unprofitable. Usually, it's extremely rare that you just put up your ads, have your funnel running, bam, everything is profitable. And the first major milestone that we need to get to is this point of zero, where we get free advertising budget. Think about it this way. What if I just gave you every week 1,500 euro and you would just be able to send it out, collect customers short term, just make your money back, but in the long term, you can build your brand with that. You can collect more leads. You can become better at improving your conversion funnel and everything. Don't be like, this is bad. No, this is exactly one of the major milestones every channel, every campaign has to reach. Of course, I don't give it 1,470 euro next week, but maybe what I would do is try to spend 3,000 euro on this, 1,500 euro on this, 1,000 on this, and I might scale down LinkedIn to the minimum of 300 euro a month. That's 10 euro per day, maybe in a retargeting campaign. So that's my opinion. I'm very curious to read what you decided, what the winners were and what not. Now, as every time, we usually have a Miro board open that I still have to open up. And of course, you can download it at pirateskills.com/savage. This is the Savage Channel Battle Miro board that has, for example, this concept board on it. Yeah, and if you're not familiar with some of the terms like return of advertising spend and cost of goods sold, like, you can just zoom in and I try to explain it as good as I can. I want to show you the concept of the Savage Channel Battle, then how to actually get started, and then hand over to the upcoming event of optimization. And this is what we're going to handle in the next meetup on, when is it? June 1st. So we discussed the first thing. What we need is a way to see who is winning, who is not winning. It is essential to be able to say something like this, what you see on this table. If you don't have it yet, this is one of the major tasks. Last month, I talked about the sinless analytics setup. If you're interested in that, hit it up. It was also very nice and gave you an introduction of the tracking stack that I'm using to get a very large percentage of my traffic clearly identified and attributed to certain traffic channels. And they don't all have to be paid. They can be organic, email, SEO, whatever you like. What else is to be understood with the Savage Channel Battle? The title already says it. At any given time, the budget, there is a fight for who is getting the budget for certain channels. And the slide before showed you, okay, if you had 100% transparency, you would still have to make a decision. If you don't have 100% transparency, you have to make a decision as good as possible. But now we have to understand that performance marketing is very rarely a solo job. Very rarely do I see that there is a single person creating the ads, building the landing pages, building the email funnels, doing all of the tracking, doing the content marketing, the creative stuff. So we have to understand it takes a whole crew. It takes a team or a couple of freelancers or an agencies that all are putting their best efforts into those experiments, into that channel battle. And they all generate leads, and those leads become sales. And to me, the most important task is to actually be able to find new winners really, really fast. But how can you achieve that? You usually have people that, yeah, they do their normal job. They try to put up new campaigns as best as possible. But sometimes you need to give them a little spice, a little incentive, and make it more interesting and challenging to actually find out which is the best way to scale. And imagine you had a person in your team who's handling Google Ads, and he's slacking off a little bit, and you're telling them like, hey, if you slack off like this, then we might just get a Google agency that you can then manage, maybe if we can still afford that, and that will motivate them. And maybe it's not the best way to motivate people, I know, but let's just do this in our head. Now this person has certain KPIs. He has proven certain values. He could spend 700 euro. He could earn a profit of 1,000 in any given week. Yeah, it should cover his costs. Now the agency has the challenge of beating those benchmark, of having a similar amount of ad spend, being able to generate a similar amount of customers at a certain profitability. But every week we are trying to get better on this table, better and better and better and better. And this is where I think this channel battle is a real beautiful way to increase your learning speed and motivate the people around you. Because at any given time, if an agency that you work with sucks, you can hire another agency and see like, oh, we can't only compare channels, Google against Facebook, but within a given channel, we can now compare two different agencies. Of course, we have to set up some ground rules that they cannot cannibalize each other. But let's say you just focus, like nothing retargeting wise, just cold, fresh, new traffic. How well can they generate leads with the same rules? They can create their own creatives. They can work on their own funnels. Now let's see who's performing better. And I tell you, I remember when I had the mobile apps, his Go Skills. I did Facebook and Instagram ads, and we had cost per installs for under €1, which was really good. So we had like 70 cents installs from our Instagram and Facebook ads. But then I was testing YouTube ads, and we suddenly went down to 15 and 12 cents per install. You can imagine that a couple of weeks later, 80% of the budget was now captured in the YouTube ads. It wasn't like a crew problem, a crew issue, because I was the only one advertising, so I was just cannibalizing myself. But as a business, it doesn't matter. You always want to spend your money where you can generate the most impact and the most profit. And that's just the natural state of things. And usually, if you have an ad channel that works really well, you start to scale it. Maybe you started with a freelancer, then you gave it to a bigger agency, then you start hiring your own team handling a channel like TikTok, like Google, like Facebook. And as long as that team keeps on improving and generating profits after all the costs subtracted, they're going to become bigger and bigger and get a bigger chunk of the given budget. That's just the way it is. If we look at the first thing, this is just the channels against each other. And then we pretty much like zoomed out and look at the macro. We can also compare the performance of people, freelancer and agencies. And now let's look into the micro. People who have been like with us for a couple of months at least are familiar with this graph on the lower end here. There you can see from the lead tracking guide, the results and the difference in profitability within a given channel. Now let's switch back to the Miro board and show you what I mean. Here you can see, actually you can't see it better on here, but let's just zoom in and show it to you this way. Let's take this campaign number 9. Yeah, let's just assume this is Meta ads. We spent €720, collected 154 leads. That cost us €40.58, generated 31 customers at a price of €23 per customer. Nice. Cost us €5,000 in cost of goods. They spent €12,000 in revenue. All nice. That is a profit of 7K. Nice return of investment of €1,000. So overall, we might be seeing an average good or bad return of investment and profits within our channel. But once we dive deeper, a treasure is very often hidden. We might be focusing on the average that comes from all of those unprofitable campaigns that never generated any customers. And we are maybe not seeing those two wonderful campaigns who have a huge profitable way. And then we can dive into them and see, like, can we scale them, or are they just like retargeting that is usually pretty limited, and understand that and find more treasure over time. If that sounds cool to you, then dive into that lead tracking guide and our past Sinless Analytics setup, where we explained how we do most of the tracking setup necessary to see this so transparently. But you can see that transparency is one of the key ingredients to become a faster learner and to have a fair channel battle that gives you true results. But don't mind if it's not perfect yet. Make your best guess, but you always come back to this question: who is the winner and who is going to get the next budget for the next week, month, or quarter? I tend to do it like on a weekly and monthly basis, but I know a lot of companies, for wild reasons that I will never understand, have like quarterly and yearly marketing budgets. If I see anything being positive or at least at zero return of investment, I keep on pushing. There is no marketing budget for me. I have marketing budget, so I can keep on learning here in this LinkedIn example and keep on trying to improve that. But there is no guarantee that I will ever reach that point. We have seen the overview. Yeah, let's switch back to the slides. Now, how do you get started? If you say like, okay, Ben, channel battle sounds pretty interesting. How do we get started with this? And this is what this next part is about. In my opinion, you should start by just picking one product, one funnel, one report, and one way to track things. not more. I've seen a lot of teams trying it too fast and overcomplicating and first waiting for the perfect tracking setup. And I will show you the way around that. And once you have done this successfully with one product, one funnel, one report, one channel, then you can keep on repeating that towards multiple products, multiple channels, and fancier tracking ways. So what do I mean by one product, and what kind of products would I recommend using? The first product decision is not picking one that is still experimental, where you are not sure, is this product actually going to sell or not? Pick a winner of the past or a current winner. You want to focus on comparing channels and campaigns and agencies and people. You do not, in this case, want to test which product is going to be the best. Yes, you can do that at a later stage, but first pick a winner. Then I would recommend a low to mid-tier product. In e-commerce, that would be anything under €100. In B2B, it would be a product under €1,000. So for example, one of my customers has a product for €600. He has lead generation upfront, then upsells a €600 product, and then later there are a couple of €1,000 products. The €600 product is a perfect candidate to test that in the B2B or high-end B2C realm. In e-commerce, I would stay under €100. Why is that? Because the decision cycle for more expensive products is way longer. If you want to be sure, 100% sure, that from this experiment, this channel, there was only one specific product bought and there can be no mistakes, I would recommend to create a product variation that can only be bought through that one specific channel, because otherwise you will have discussions about, yeah, but this was actually a purchase from SEO. We call that attribution discussions. So attribution means like who actually got to cause that purchase. Imagine you have two people both working on Google Ads in a competition, like they will both say that, but that purchase came from me. I don't know. Just create a product clone if possible, and one gets product version A, one gets product version B, that's it. And you keep your default one for all of the normal incoming traffic. That just makes everything way cleaner. Do that if possible. Otherwise, find another solution, but pick one. One funnel. I would choose a simple funnel. A simple funnel like a lead ad to a welcome email to a product sale. Yeah, or an ad click to a free offer. Here's some goodie. And then after that, there is a product sale. Or a click ad into a survey, into scheduling a call. Keep it simple. Don't do complex 3 months funnels, because that decreases the time in which you can learn. You cannot wait for all of these leads for 3 months and then make a decision like, okay, where am I going to put my budget next week? Yeah, that's just not working. You want to avoid long cycle times. And again, as with the product, if possible, if you have a specific landing page in an email sequence, just clone it once, and product A, marketer A gets product A, funnel A, marketer B gets product B, funnel B. Yeah, they can be the same, like from the content, they can be the same product, but they just need to be clones from each other. And then you just stop having those attribution discussions. Isn't that wonderful? You have 100% tracking, by the way, if you do it this way, because customers cannot come through those channels any other way, because the link is unknown to Google and the external world. It's nowhere near navigation, just where you put that link. That may be your Google ads, your Meta ads, your TikTok ads, or your email ads, or your affiliate links, or your influencer campaigns. Now, the next part, 3 out of 4. One report. Choose just a simple spreadsheet to track your results on a weekly basis, not the fancy tools. The problem with this fancy tools that every single fancy tool is currently subject to user consent, thanks to the data privacy improvements in the recent years. So just keep a simple spreadsheet where you, just as we saw it on the slide here, like where you track like costs and how many customers and how much that cost me in revenue and the cost of goods sold and the profit and the return of investment. I put down a couple of categories that I tend to track. First, I want to track my traffic stats, like the cost, the ad spend, the clicks, the click-through rate, the CPC, cost per click. Then in the leads, okay, how many emails did I get and how much did I spend per email and how many people in that email actually confirmed the double opt-in and became an active subscriber. Then with sales, you want to know revenue, you want to know the revenue and how much it costs you to deliver that product, COGS, cost of goods sold. And in overall performance, you want to track the return of investment, your ROI, and the pure profits. Yeah, just simple in one line, and then there's the next week and the next week and the next week. Just keep that very simple, track manually and automate later. Don't get hung up like in this analysis paralysis. Completely avoid that, skip it, and get going. Then the last part of the formula, and that is the channel. Because we are actually doing the channel battle, we want to keep everything else the same, and now we want to be able to switch channels quickly and see different results from different channels and campaigns within those channels. Again, like with the product, don't pick a loser. Pick one that is already winning. Take your most promising traffic channel and expand only when this system starts working properly. So for social media, you can do meta ads, like those are Google and Facebook ads. I also had to learn to stop saying AdWords and say Google ads. Now I have to learn to say meta ads. How are you doing with that, by the way? Like, I think it's still very hard to say meta ads instead of Instagram ads and Facebook ads. So you have TikTok, you got YouTube, you got Pinterest, and all the other good socials. Then search like Google and Bing or Ecosia, which runs through Bing. And then you have lots of other channels like Outbrain, Taboola, Criterio, whatnot. Yeah, affiliate marketing, influencer marketing. It's all on your list. The thing is, pick one. Let's say you pick Instagram. Within Instagram, pick one placement. Don't compare your newsfeed ads against the audience network, against the stories. Start with the newsfeed, all the stories, all the reels. Just pick one for the beginning, if possible. And then you add your typical campaign parameters like we talked about in the sinless analytics setup last time. Yeah, the UTM source, UTM medium, campaign term, content, and campaign ID. That enables the transparency in the end, because once you capture the lead, you can capture all of those parameters, and then you can say like, oh yeah, this campaign actually created those kinds of leads and they become customers later. And that's it. Yeah, this is what we want to do. Those 4 factors. And that leads us back to the whole Miro board. And once you got started and you got all of this, you picked it, you start tracking on a weekly basis and ask yourself, who's the winner? Who's the loser? How can I improve those numbers? How can I decrease the cost per customer? How can I increase the revenue per customer? How can I decrease the costs that I have to sell my goods so I can increase my profit and my return of investment? Because that's not only good for business and impact, that is also what enables us to start spending more aggressively at the top and reinvest and keep doing that. What I tend to do whenever I make profit, I take 20% of that, put it back in the ad budget onto the already given. But at the very least, if possible, reinvest everything, but at a minimum, reinvest 20% of the profitable ad spends. Right. Now, what you need to do to keep on delivering that value is relentless funnel optimization. We fundamentally only talked about channel optimization, but there is a huge opportunity for you guys to actually work on the post-click experience. You have an ad, people click. What happens after that? How fast is this website loading? How good is the cookie banner that hits me first here in good old Germany? How fast is this website loading? How convincing is the copy and the graphics on the landing page? And this is what we need to do on a very continuous basis. And if you're interested in that, join us on June the 1st for the relentless funnel optimization, where we really focus on like searching and destroying the key bottlenecks that are keep holding you back. And I think this combination of the channel battle powered by a strong analytics setup and then a mindset of continuous improvement is what's getting us really to the next level of performance. Every single month you will see an improvement, and you can start kicking those campaigns that are just taking your money, getting rid of the people, the agencies, the freelancers that are not profitable, and start finding the people who are committed to actually improving over time and not quitting, keep on pushing. The savage channel battle. An idea to keep pushing the best out of your performance marketing channels. An idea to keep your people, agencies, freelancers on their toe and eager to improve on a weekly basis. I hope that was interesting, and I will keep on pushing this idea and implementing it with other teams. And if you would love to be one of those teams, give me a call. See you. Bye bye.